everyone, I'm Mengxuan from Easy Global Market. So this part is about validation tools that we provide in FIESTA platform. So as already presented by the previous presentations, in this architecture view of the platform, you can see the validator is in the middle of the platform. So basically, from the point of view of your test beds, you will not interact directly with the validator. But it is still very necessary, because otherwise, if your data has any problem in annotation, they will be rejected by the platform. So that's why we will provide you an user interface to validate your data before pushing it to the platform. So the assumption of this validation tool is that your data have been annotated regarding to FIESTA IoT ontology. So here on the right side of the slide, you can see. So I will make a demonstration of this UI. But just for your information, you will have several reference ontologies to choose, but pay attention, just choose FIESTA IoT ontology, because this is the only ontology that will be accepted by the platform. And also other vocabularies or ontologies that you are allowed to use in your annotation is RDF, RDFS, and XSD. So that's all. Yes, so you can find this UI on this certification portal. Here is the address of this portal, and here is just the look and feel of this portal, and I will make a demonstration later on. So what will be checked by the validator? In fact, four general aspects we will look at. First is literal. So it checks RDF syntax. So if it's a valid RDF file, if there's no mistake in the serialization, and also it will check the data type. So here you can see, for example, you declare that your data type is XXD float, but you just write something as a string in its value. It will be considered as a literal error. And then we will check the namespace and URL aspect. For example, here is an example we met during the FIESTA ontology development. So at the moment we had declared in the FIESTA ontology the same URL for two prefixes. So when we passed that version of FIESTA ontology to the validator, it just raised this problem that there are two namespaces for the same URL. So that is not valid. So pay attention to your annotation with the prefix. And also your URL should respect your URL should respect the URL schema that is so that should begin with the schema and then should not present some special characters. So that is some classic aspects. And then we will check the predict and class. So basically, you are only allowed to use vocabularies from FIESTA IoT ontology and RDF, RDFS, and XXD. So if you use other if you use vocabularies from other ontologies that will be considered not declared in the reference ontology and will be raised as a problem. So this example was taken from INRIA when they developed their own ontology, their own annotator for their experiments. So they used OWL ontology, but which is not taken into account by FIESTA ontology. So OWL is not the classes from OWL are not explicitly declared in the FIESTA ontology. So that's why it's considered not valid. But in FIESTA ontology, just some complementary information. In FIESTA ontology, you will see their declaration of some vocabularies or relationships that taken from other ontologies. For example, QU, for example, OWL. If these vocabularies are declared explicitly in FIESTA IoT ontology, you are allowed to use them. The last aspect is the semantic validation. So basically, it will check inheritance of classes, subsumptions of classes, and some inference. This is a very classic example. So in this example, we created an instance, a person whose name is Bob, and he is a kid, and in the meanwhile, he is a man. But in the ontology that we made reference to, a kid and a man is disjoint class. So this is a semantic error. That's an example. So it's an inference problem. So if in your data annotated data there is error of any of these aspects or categories, it will be considered not valid and will be rejected by the FIESTA IoT platform. So what you need to do is to make sure no error in any of these categories. So I will make a demonstration. I hope you can see my screen. So on the right side, you have the ontology validation tool. So just click on it, and to drop your file or upload, or you can put it directly the text you want to make. So I will make a drop file to upload. I think I will take I'll take an example from INRIA, which had a problem that I just showed you in the slide. So choose FIESTA IoT ontology as a reference ontology and check all the 4 aspects. So these are checked automatically. Then we click on validate. And you can see some general information. And yes, this is if they are in green, it's well done. There's no problem. And if it's red, that is so it gives you a hint of where is the problem and what is the nature of the problem. So this problem is predicate not declared in any schema. And for later on, you can review your report anytime. Yes. So if you have all the fields green, your annotator is a good one, and the data from your annotator can be submitted to FIESTA IoT platform. And the next one is about the certification process. It's also on the same portal, and the certification will certify the interoperability level of your testbed by answering a questionnaire, by passing your semantic data through the validator, and another tool is API interoperability test. It's still in development, but it will be quickly integrated into the platform. So as you can see here on yes, maybe I just click the demo. So on the left side, you can choose launch certification. So this basically describe what you need to do to pass a certification, to get a certification. So you will answer a questionnaire. This is an updated version of what you have already responded when you submit your proposal. But you can, but based on your testbed evolution, you can submit your new answers here. So it will give you, basically give you a score. And then you have the ontology validation interoperability tool, and finally you can get a certification. So because we haven't answered scorecard, so we cannot go further in the process, but I will show you in the slides what it will look like. So when you get your certification, you finish all the process, you can print the certification report. So the certification report will include all the tests you did. So you have scorecard, you have ontology validation. If you haven't passed the ontology validation, it will be marked as failed. And then inside the certification, you can see you have the time, you have the tests you have passed, and the details of all the test results and your scorecard results. Sorry. So the certification process, I think you can do it later on. It's not urgent, but later on when you have your testbed integrated and your annotator all developed, and the TPS developed. So at that moment, you will get a more preferable or more you will get a higher level of interoperability score. So that will prove your testbed is capable of interop with the FIESTA platform and contribute to FIESTA platform. Yes, that's all from my side for the moment. We have some immediate questions regarding to the validation tool.
Yes, I just have a question. Nicolas here. The FIESTA ontology is itself expressed in Owl, and yet Owl is not accepted in the vocabularies for validation. Cannot that be a problem in some cases?
For your question, the FIESTA ontology is expressed in O. Yes, basically it's, how can I say, the O is just serialization. So if you see the file, it's a FIESTA IoT.o. That's what you mentioned. But in fact, what I mean by we do not include O is just to say that some of the vocabularies from O is not included or is not declared explicitly in FIESTA IoT ontology. For example, in the previous arrow that I just showed, there's the arrow is that let me try to find it. The arrow is that the O equivalent property is not declared in any schema. Because this vocabulary, if you look into FIESTA IoT ontology, this O equivalent property is not declared in FIESTA IoT ontology.
Yes, I understand that, but for example, equivalent property is a standard property in OL. So for example, in FIESTA IoT, there is the OL inverse property that is declared, inverse of to declare inverse properties, but not equivalent properties, for example, because they didn't need it in the FIESTA vocabulary. But so only the OL statements present in FIESTA are accepted in the validation process. That's it?
Yes, for your annotation.
Why?
Because FIESTA IoT ontology is considered as a reference ontology. So all your annotation should take the vocabularies from FIESTA IoT ontology, but not from other ontologies.
Okay.
So it's just a decision that we made when we created FIESTA IoT ontology. But as you have seen in the example, in real, so Ratchet had intention to use some O vocabulary, which make his data invalidated. So if you really have the need to include all vocabulary in your annotation, I think you can make the request just as announced by Ratchet to send to the FIESTA IoT consortium and to take it into account by FIESTA IoT ontology.
Okay, we will see if we need any further all statements. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Meng-Xuan. I don't know.
Hi, this is Harris from University of Thessaly. I have another question.
Yes.
Regarding the certification, is it a procedure that we need to do it once, or it's an ongoing process?
Yes, yes. You need to do it at least once. So during your time in the project.
At least once. I mean, should we do it at the end of our projects? When exactly?
I mean, in fact, this is basically what we were mentioning before about the first step. I think indeed this is, let's say, the step or the token. This certificate is the kind of token that we need to make you or to upgrade your account and do the, let's say, have the access to the services in the platform that will allow you to register devices and also inject observations. It is, let's say, it's not compulsory to have the certificate in order to be upgraded. Let's say we will not be so rigid and strict this way, but basically if you have developed your annotator or you have developed your TPS, which provides valid or correctly annotated documents and also implements correctly the TPS interfaces, this means that going through the certification portal and get certified is just call it a bureaucracy or kind like this. And basically this is how you should proceed. I mean, just saying that you have to do it before is because basically until you get certified or until you are in the situation of get certified, is that let's say you are still developing your annotator and your TPS, and basically that's the, let's say that should be the process.
Okay.